Hello, boys and girls. This is your old friend, the ghost of Adam West speaking. I know some of you may have, at various points, thought that my take on Batman was rather silly. However, now that you've seen the type of superhero serials that we were teasing in our show, I think you can appreciate what we were doing a little better. Like when our plots didn't make sense, it was on purpose for comedic effect. Admittedly, we may not have had Lionel Atwill on our show, but we had Vincent Price, and isn't that even a little bit better? Chapter 14, The Scarab Strikes, a title we could have used for literally any one of these chapters. Wait, he actually was Cap in the previous climax, but they're still using the Grant title card? Took them this long to be embarrassed by the costume, huh?
Watch him. If he tries any trick, let him have it.
This is a job for anyone else. I'm gone, baby. Yeah, Grant, just toss your clothes on top of that guy.
This looks like the real thing, all right.
The Coca-Cola secret recipe?
Now we're taking you to a nice, quiet place where you can decipher both pieces of this map for us.
At least there's only half as many map pieces as Guybrush needed to collect.
Take a look in the corridor and see if it's clear.
Sounds like that clumsy oaf showed up. When Captain America throws whatever that thing was. How sweaty does Grant get fighting in that costume? He'd be less sweaty if he just wore the suit. Tommy Wiseau takes notes on how to tear apart this room. There should have been a sequel serial where Cap is victim of a revenge plot from the Hotel Metropole cleaning staff. Gale, Clancy, this is no time for a thumb war. Calling it now, the last fight of the final episode will be in an IKEA showroom, just endless amounts of furniture to destroy. Why are the curtains an Italian restaurant tablecloth? Oh man, now there's an open parking space. These curtains go, and I do! Yeah, he lands on Billy Crystal's mattress. Did I leave that other henchman unkilled? Let me rectify that.
Captain America landed in the truck down there. He may be alive.
We'd better clear out before he raises an alarm.
We've got to take Hillman with us. He's the only one that can decipher the plaques.
Decipher the plaque psoriasis, I mean. Some luck! Landing right on top of a bed of foam rubber. I told you we were mocking crap like this, old chum. Did the truck already drive away from the hotel? They're in some suburban neighborhood now. I'm wet and hysterical!
He's coming with us. If anyone tries to stop us, you'll be the first to get it.
He runs into Tony and Maria on the fire escape. Using the fire exit as an entrance, the district attorney has no respect for the rules. Hey, you're not Mike and Sully.
Those men took Hillman away with them.
What if it turned out this was the same museum from the Mummy Strikes this whole time?
Captain America tried to trail us, but we lost him.
Yeah, that's a brag.
So Hillman is resting comfortably at the farm.
Where he can play with all the other
Need to
Hillmans.
talk by morning. I wonder how Captain America found out we were at Hillman's hotel.
Yeah, how could he have possibly guessed that the guy in hiding needed protecting?
One of my agents reported that the man we sent to the district attorney's office for the electro recorder was killed. His body is in the morgue.
And the DA must have the electro recorder with your voice on it.
And his own voice on it, I guess.
Recorded on a magnetic wire. When it was played back, all sound was eradicated.
Sure, why not?
There was no identifying marker for mechanism. We have nothing to worry about from the district attorney.
You never had that much to worry about from him, really. He would just kill some of your less important henchmen.
The
man I found here must have thrown this out the window.
You sure about that? Couldn't it just be random garbage that happened to be near your building?
Seems to be a recording device of some kind.
Yes, and it may have been planted in this office.
Sure, and Raptors may have smelled like barbecue sauce, but we have no reason to assume it.
We'll report in the morning.
Fine.
Let's hope we get a lead to the Scarab.
Great contribution, Gail. Later, at Dr. Wade's vacation hideout. Beep, 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 beep. Hurry up with my Sonic order.
It's Matson, and the Scarab is with it.
I'm utterly shocked to see my boss and his #1 guy. Honey, I'm home. Wahahaha.
Dr. Maldor, so you are the Scarab.
What a shocking twist that we've known since episode 1.
Yes. I am the Scarab, the murderer of Lyman and Dodge, and I didn't come to discuss that.
Shut up about my murders already.
Let's get down to business, Hillman.
To defeat the Huns.
I must learn the location of the lost Temple of Emeralds.
And Waze hasn't
You will
been
suffer the
invented
same fate
yet.
as your associates, unless you decipher these plaques.
They're written in that Temple of the Forbidden Eye language, and I don't have a decoder card.
I won't do it. You will never get your criminal hand to that fabulous wealth.
Only the legal grave robbers deserve the wealth.
But there are ways of making you talk. Tie him up to that chandelier.
Geez, I really thought we'd run out of setups for Lionel Atwill orgy jokes by now. And that fireplace has the secret passage to Zorro's cave. God, this just comes so naturally to Lionel. It's a beautiful day in this Scarab wood, a beautiful day for a Scarab. Gonna give that to Spinal Tap to make a girl smell. Thrill as a museum curator changes his mind about removing a glove. In high school productions of Phantom, they have to manually pull down the chandelier. Get the comfy chair!
There'll be plenty of time to get the information I want. There'll be no interruption from Captain America or the district attorney now.
Those are the only 2 idiots I'm concerned about interrupting me, but boy howdy, I sure do love knowing that I'm only concerned about 2 separate idiots. If it turned out there was only 1, I'd be actually kind of annoyed. He starts streaming he's back in high school with Nick Rivers.
What'd you find out?
Well, there were no identifying marks on the parts, but I found a fingerprint on one of the magnetic coils.
Good. Now we're getting somewhere.
Not somewhere interesting,
I
but
identified the fingerprint as that of Ed Graham.
Graham is sidetracked on his quest to recover the lost treasures of Daventry.
Here's his record.
Arrested 3 times on suspicion of robbery and receiving stolen goods. Dismissed each time for lack of evidence. Well, this time we really have some evidence.
I hope
Yeah,
we can find
Gail's close-up directed by Fritz Lang.
I'll force Graham's hand before he learns we have his fingerprint to convict him.
Yeah, just go mess with him before getting a warrant.
Get in touch with the chief operator at the telephone company.
Tell him I loved him in Story Without End.
Hello? Just a minute.
Hang on, I can't hear you over the torture.
I'll talk. Cut him down.
Graham's on the phone.
Every single person in this town either works for Maldor or was killed by him.
Yes, Graham, what is it?
The district attorney dropped in with that electro recorder. He couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, big shock.
I told him I'd never seen anything like it.
In my life.
I don't think so. He just seemed to be checking around the radio shops.
All right. Let me know if you find out anything else.
I've got to be the 5th caller to 1019 AM. No, the phones are the most sympathetic characters.
You may have fractured his skull. Your stupidity will delay my learning the secrets of those plans.
I should have left you dead when I had the chance.
Boys. Get my hat and coat. We're going back to town.
All right, boys, let's give him spinal damage on top of everything.
Yes, office.
No, we're a DA's office. We don't have anything in a can.
Thank you. Calling Grant Gardner.
God, I wasn't sitting alone in the parked car listening to Pink Pony Club on repeat for an hour, crying my eyes out.
Chief operator reports that Graham just made a phone call to the old Watson farm off Riverside Lake.
So you didn't investigate the rest of the Watson farm when you knew they were using Watson Feed Barn way back in episode 2?
Fine. I'll reopen negotiations with Mr. Graham.
If you negotiate with Graham, he'll just demand you give him a marionette after he gives you your spinning wheel. They redressed the flower shop from episode 1 for this, right?
You're under arrest.
Well, good morning to you, too.
What for? For manufacturing that recorder.
Which isn't a
On
crime.
a coil.
All right, I made it. I sold it to a stranger.
Yes. The stranger you just called at the Watson farm.
When you call a stranger, the conclusion to the trilogy.
No, never mind that. You better talk and talk fast. Is Hillman at that farm?
Ah, damn it. You also have a gun? I thought I was the only one. We made a Maytag joke way back in The Avenging Corpse. I wasn't expecting actual Maytag product placement. Once again, guns are decorative. How does Grant decide which henchmen he'll kill and which ones he'll handcuff?
That'll hold you for a while. I'm going to investigate that farm.
Let me know if you need anything while I'm out. Ah, they laugh when I installed several hidden radios, all of them just one leg stretch away from any single thing I could be handcuffed to in here.
Calling H1. Calling H1.
Oh, but Gruber has to walk to reach a radio.
Come in, Graham. This is Gruber.
Graham, Grant, Gruber, let's have way more characters with phonetically similar names. Let's make this as confusing as possible.
Warn the Scarab.
I'll phone the farm. Then I'll send someone down to release you.
I don't know why the phone has to be on the other side of the room as the radio, but... I don't know, someone told me you can install Bejeweled on this thing. Ugh, that was a waste of a camera setup.
Calling MA. Calling MA. Calling MA. This is Gruber.
So Graham could have radioed the Scarab directly.
Come in. What's the trouble? The DA got the goods on Graham.
Ooh, new vocal warm-up. Gruber says Grant got the goods on Graham.
No one answers. Shall I try again?
It's no use. The phone's out of order. There's no way to warn them.
Why don't they have a radio?
Beat the DA to the farm?
No, it's impossible.
At least you tried.
Call my pilot. Tell him to have the plane ready to take off.
So both the DA and the head of this museum have their own planes, huh?
There's never lived to talk. You've got to fly there and bomb the house.
Okay, seems like a bit of an escalation. I guess Maldor was tired of Grant and Matson killing all his henchmen. He wanted to kill some himself.
I'd better phone headquarters.
That is assuming you really successfully fixed this thing, Carl.
Hold!
Welcome, catch! Ooh boy, finally I get to be the chair breaker.
We're coming to the house now.
I hope dinner's ready.
Sit down.
Early recliner tests. They are just wrecking Andy's living room. Aunt B's gonna be pissed. Flying in a plane is slightly different than driving a car. No, Slim Pickens was riding that. None of them noticed the explosion 3 feet outside the front door, huh? Curse you, Red Baron! Okay, they had to have felt that one, right? Are they so singularly focused they don't notice the structure shake? You would really think changing up the environment would force them to get creative with the choreography.
This is our last bomb. We mustn't miss.
Also what the director said about the next chapter. Oof, hitting him with a Kincaid, insult to injury. Surprise, grandfather, no! It exploded twice? Ah, great, another scam text about unpaid tolls of doom. Did that just say final chapter? It did! We are so close to being done. We're almost there. We can almost move on from this stupid district attorney and his stupid Captain America pajamas. I would like to thank my patrons not only for their continued financial support, but for helping me brainstorm jokes for this riff on some Patreon live streams. If you would like to join the next live stream, even a $1 pledge gets you access. And at $2, you can see early looks at upcoming videos, as well as alternate jokes from some earlier riffs. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to go count down the seconds until we're finally done with this serial. And until next time, this is Dave, signing off.